She's not British, so I don't excuse it.
A very famous face.
It's called clitoris.
77. Amazon Delta, Brazil.
Wow, they got submarines on land?
Fisherman Manuel João de Oliveira Filho.
Manuel João?
To sea with friends.
Suspenseful music. You feel suspense?
Eerie music. It just went from suspenseful to eerie.
UFOs.
But before they board the ship,
God, they got
Look at the guy's face.
look at the look on his face.
I know, Jesus, the faces are fucking bizarre. They wanted this. They must have wanted this because they have good. They're doing good special effects and shit.
appears
They
to
must have wanted people to appear.
the ocean and communication with an object resembling a giant umbrella hovering
Umbrella?
quietly over the
Umbrella.
beach.
Yep.
An umbrella.
The object begins to move and disappears.
Is that like a space umbrella? Is it an umbrella?
These subsequent sightings in this area are chilling. For
Yeah.
several months,
Brar.
unknown origin in various shapes appear in the sky daily above part of the Amazon Delta.
She's going,
Some
brar.
of them seek out locals,
What are bras?
seemingly to observe them for inexplicable
bras.
research. Most appear from the North
Rawr.
Somebody I knew my entire life.
with a population of
And
2,000.
her maiden name, I was told, was Saltwell.
Uh-huh.
How would you spell Saltwell?
Well, if it was from you saying it, and I'd never heard anything, I'd probably spell it like S-O-T-W-E-L-L.
Stinging,
Sotwell?
superficial injuries.
Is that what I said? Hold on a second. Well, okay, that's fine. So I spelled it S-O-U-G-H-T.
Diagnosed with a special
So, I mean, around that, that'd be an acceptable way too, as well.
But it's actually spelled S-O-R-T.
Sortwell?
Yeah, Sortwell.
Yeah, that's what I figured you were gonna say.
It's no, it's
Famous
R is not
researcher
pronounced.
from
Yeah.
Brazil.
And so
Well, it's like people that say worder.
Well,
And
you
he
see
had
the whole
found out
thing.
that the original goal, the original mission had been
Where were you? Store?
to first of all establish the fact that there is something, and then secondly try to get in touch with
Like you said, I've never seen before.
intelligence behind that
Yeah, a bunch of
phenomenon.
like stories that we've never seen before.
reported injuries, and the locals begin to call these attacks chupa chupa or suck suck.
Chupa chupa, what a
A
suck suck.
military operation
Suck
Suke.
under the code name Operation Plate. During the investigation, it shoots forth hundreds of photographs. The world learns much later that the army had reportedly managed to contact these unknown entities. Captain Brazilian Colombo, commander of the operation, did not share his experience until 14 years later.
First thing, like, so you go to wine something and
Outdoors on the night patrol near one of the villages, when a huge unknown object fell from the sky on the opposite side of the river. It was a cylinder about 100 meters high with a smooth surface. After a while, an unknown figure separated from the foreign object. It moved slowly through the air to the captain on board the boat.
you just fly, that's cool. That'd be pretty freaky.
Wait, he's saying this is what they did?
Yeah, they fly just
Stopping just in front
you
of
have to
him
fly like that.
before
So
floating back
if
to
you
his
have
vessel
gravity,
and vanishing without a
able
trace.
a way to like bend gravity or whatever, control gravity, then you'd be able to fly like that. We wouldn't have to have jets and shit just floating around. So that's kind of cool. That's very cool.
Of course, your suit would have to be able to fucking stop the fucking, like,
They have reached
gravity from, like, crushing you, though, too.
to get in touch with this intelligence.
Well, yeah, I
so
mean,
this is
you're
why
going
it has
1,000
become
miles an
interesting
hour,
for the
and then make a
Brazilians,
90-degree
right?
turn without
So how
slowing.
logical is it that the
Or
Brazilian
anything
Air
whatsoever,
Force
and continue going 1,000 miles an hour.
eventually
And so you're
completely stop
dead.
the whole
So you gotta
operation
have somebody that keeps
and withdraw all the troops and go
1,000
away?
miles per hour,
Why
you could
would
be
they do
smacked.
this?
You'd be a part of a
The
goo.
most famous
Right.
Brazilian case of all in 1996 was further evidence of the United States
That's
control over these
Yeah,
incidents.
roll. Yeah, they're fucking
It was entered
terrorists.
into the
Fucking assholes.
archives as the biggest UFO
Americans are gonna
incident.
piss me off today.
Although it was initially reported,
They're trying to piss you off?
it was later denied and covered up by the Brazilian military at the insistence of the United States.
UFO crashed. Number of people witnessed it crashing, and then several hours later,
What?
2 entities alive were wandering through the little village of Varginha, Brazil.
Oh, I was gonna roll a joint, so I have something to smoke. So I wasn't gonna roll a joint at first because I thought I had my pipe was getting delivered today, but I'm not gonna get it till
I'm
Saturday.
sure there are pictures. If you have a really good photograph of a UFO,
Yeah, I have to wait till fucking
you can
Saturday.
bet your ass that you're gonna have men in suits showing up at your house.
Really, all the
I
time.
heard stories for about 12 years.
See, Kevin, you want men in suits to show up at your house? You just gotta do that.
It does happen. They somehow monitor all forms of communication. People that have very definitive evidence.
Shit, can I bring my papers?
Most of the time.
Most
I got 'em.
secretive of all is what the world's most populous and most security-conscious country, China, knows about the UFO phenomenon. What is happening in
Oh.
the secret programs?
I didn't notice until you said it.
Aspires to
You like it better?
be the world's #1
This one's louder, isn't it?
When I was in China,
And you don't have a big scratch on it.
the
Or
organization had the standing group of
whatever you wanna call it.
Chinese government. We had active military generals that were accompanying us as we're doing our research in China. This is like kind of a tacit way of saying,
It's like-
we approve of what
It's
you're
like
doing.
your pixels on this.
I did not
Video
encounter
are closer together. And the which one is Samsung?
might be. It might be a higher DPI.
the Chinese people on the topic of UFOs. In fact, I found a lot of parallels with the phenomenon, and even more so with the epidemic message to the Chinese when they've come in contact with them. Parallels I found in Africa and other countries.
Really?
China is a silent, very active country, but they study ufology to a great extent. Very organized. I was amazed when I saw and heard. What I was told and what I found out myself is the extent of the research, tens of thousands of people, government support, history of ufology.
So he's saying that the Russian government has UFOs.
And very much dedication.
And the Chinese
They will
government.
use it the needs that they have.
China is
See, the problem that I have with, I mean, unless we all have it, I don't think that anyone, I don't think China or Russia has it either. Because what would stop them from taking over? We know that's what they want.
The cost of building this
You know what I mean?
this telescope reached 180.
Last thing they want is us being fucking the number one.
If the aliens don't want to show up officially,
So bizarre. I
China
can read his fucking
could
picture.
decipher their
Look at this.
messages.
Look at this. Five seriously, like one fucking planet.
China
Age, it's a question as old as time.
One planet, seven species.
To be able to duplicate Western technologies to try and catch up to what the Americans and what the Russians have done previously. So now China has made tremendous breakthroughs and are getting very close to what the Russians had secretly built as well as what the Americans have built.
So, with the Russians, Chinese, and United States warily circling each other, hoarding their own UFO data, how likely is it that there will, at some stage, be proper sharing of UFO and USO intelligence, and a joint disclosure concerning the extent of evidence surrounding UFO activity and monitoring programs on a global scale?
Back in 2007, 2008, 2009, you were seeing a global movement for government transparency on the topic of UFOs. You had the French government releasing stuff. You had South America, governments in countries in South America releasing information.
You're saying that
releasing all their files.
if that you were talking about whether or not they would take us over if they had that much power.
So if we same thing, we get that kind of.
We would do the same.
We do the same.
I think we would.
What would that? What kind of powers are they give you? Think about it. So, but they say, okay, well, fine, fuck it. Then. Push the nuke button. The whole thing that we have nukes, enough nukes to wipe out this planet many times over. It's just fucked up. It's so fucked up. It's not funny. it's like, I'll do that. They really pissed me off, and I'm just gonna want this fucking plan and every last fucking living thing on it.
Right.
It's like, how fucking arrogant is this fucking shit?
Well, like, I mean, well, that's because there's back in like the 40s or 50s. That was when they had the whole MAD program, mutually assured destruction. It's not about winning a war. It's about making sure that there's nobody left to fucking have a victor. I don't agree with it, but that's just.
Knock it off.
Often said, extraordinary.
Like, I don't agree with it. That's just like the way that.
Evidence. The paradox of the present is that this evidence exists, but the world behaves as if it didn't. Recent disclosures, however, indicate that better times may be on the horizon.
There are many reasons for military secrecy, but that's the problem. Actually, with the whole UFO phenomenon, that this phenomenon in itself, it should have been investigated.
You want to shoot them in the face?
By science.
I want to shoot them in like the kneecaps.
Thoroughly investigated by science so far as we know at least, is because it ended up in black military channels. Because the military just kept it secret. And if there's no knowledge publicly available, how would scientists be able to investigate this?
Let us look beyond the politics of the old regime. Quantum shift is going to take place because consciousness is taking variable quantum transition. When the younger people begin to expand their consciousness and see the greater picture, then government authority will be, shall we say, secondary. Teaching authority, or the social sciences, will be primary. We'll have a worldwide internet of information that will download information because everybody throughout the world will be a citizen diplomat.
What?
Have the opportunity
Screen?
to have contact without going to a military source.
Oh.
If some government authority is telling us something about extraterrestrial beings visiting us on Earth,
Right.
you can be sure that it's not because they want whole mankind to know about this. There must be another motivation behind this, and we don't know what this is
We
for.
look at something, you see how the different lenses are made.
Yeah.
You can see how the visual fields are, where they have the circles and pixels and rows and shit.
Yeah.
You see it by looking at something in the background. That's cool. So it has to be able to bring the stuff around from the sides. So, what do you have to talk
Published about the UFO phenomenon.
Occasionally, if you can't, like people who never went to school or anything, maybe they would be outside.
Right.
That we are not
Professional con man?
universe.
Professional con
It may
man?
be just a matter of months before the highest authorities have to look at the available options to communicate this momentous message. It won't be easy. For 6,000 years, the preeminent life form in the universe has been humanity. But what will the world face after disclosure of the truth about UFOs? What will the investigations, which will undoubtedly follow, uncover?
All the big questions.